Hey guys, I'm Dori with the blog This Full Life 5, and today I want to show you how I created this DIY stencil on my entryway wall. It really didn't quite turn out the way I thought it was going to. I had kind of a different idea in mind. Have you ever done a project and started with something, with maybe one thing in your mind, and then it ended up being something else? That's kind of how this turned out, and I wasn't sure that I was going to like it, but I ended up really liking it. And so today I'm going to show you the process on how I created this wall, but be sure first to hit that subscribe button because we're coming out with new material all the time. Okay, so first we need to gather your supplies. You will need electrical tape and your paint of choice, and then just a thin paintbrush. And so for this I just used, I got one of those small sample pots that you can buy at the hardware store in this light gray color, and I also we already had a thin paintbrush on hand from my kids doing art projects, so I just grabbed that, and then I found some really thin electrical tape at the hardware store. It's about a ½ inch thick, and so that is what I ended up using for this project. So I'll show you what I was going for at first. I was initially going for this wallpaper look by the Magnolia Home line, Joanna Gaines. It's called Pickup Sticks. It's really cute. We plan on using the actual wallpaper when we do our bathroom reno upstairs, and of course I'll be sharing that with you on here, but it didn't quite go like that, and so it kind of just turned into more of a hand-drawn herringbone pattern, but it turned out really cool. My family was really encouraging to me as I was going through it and finishing up. I was about halfway through and thinking I was maybe just gonna paint back over it, and then one by one they just kind of came through and told me how much they liked it. And so as I finished it and stepped back and got the whole picture, I ended up really liking it. Okay, so first, after you've gathered your supplies, and you will need a ruler also, you're going to mark out your pattern and measure it out. And so I decided for the spacing on mine, I wanted about 2 inches for the lines, and then like I said, the tape was about ½ inch. So what I ended up doing was measuring 2 inches and then putting a piece of tape, and then measuring 2 inches and putting a piece of tape. I marked it with a pencil as I went, and I just did one line at a time. So you'll go through and you'll mark your lines, you'll attach your tape, and then once you're finished applying the tape to the wall, you're going to get your paintbrush and the paint color of your choice, and you're going to start working on your lines. The fun part about this was that it didn't have to be perfect. Like I said, it wasn't initially my plan, but as I went, it was fun not needing the lines to be perfect. They were just that hand-drawn look, and so I didn't stress about it. I just kind of kept going with it, and so don't stress about your lines. Go ahead and have maybe a damp paper towel ready in case sometimes my lines would just get off. I'd accidentally make it more straight than it was diagonal, and so I'd have to erase it with my damp paper towel and go back and redo it. But other than that, don't stress too much about the lines, just have fun with it. Again, even though it's not how I initially pictured in my mind, I love how it turned out. I can't wait to start decorating this space. We have a table, a little vintage farmhouse table legs that I found at a antique mall, and so my husband's gonna build a table specific to our needs for this little nook right here. It's been a little bit hard ever since we moved in. We've been trying to figure out what to do with this space. It's kind of a hard space to decorate because we've got a door right here in this corner, and so even to try to decorate this wall here, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but he's going to build that table, and I will be sure to share the table with you and share the decor with you as this little space evolves. But with the board and batten that we did, and I will link that recently, and then this DIY stencil on the wall, I am really happy with how our entryway is coming together, and we'll be sharing more soon. Be sure to check us out on the blog at thisfulllife5.com, and we will see you next time.